Hello bro, how are you all? I hope you are always healthy and have good fortune. Amen. In this video, I want to discuss anime again, which the enemy will fall in love with MCs who were originally enemies. Namely, 10 anime where the enemy fell in love with the MC. But before continuing to the main discussion, it's a good idea for you to subscribe, like and share first. Help the Napas Kuda channel so that it develops and so that admin diligently uploads every day. Okay, then let's move on to our discussion in this video. Let's go. Number 10 is Code Realize. Tells the story of Cardia, a cursed girl whose body is suffering from a deadly poison that would melt anything that touched his skin, thus making him ostracized as monsters by the surrounding community. One day he was being targeted by local authorities, until finally he was helped by Arsène Lupin, a mighty thief. Accompanied by Lupin, this begins Claudia's journey to find her father, who never seen again since 2 years ago, where the father has the answer to the mysterious curse that infected his body. In the middle of the journey, the two of them will meet 4 male figures, handsome, charming, and other mighty. The relationship between Cardia and the other characters is clear too, described as friends. Unlike brothers' conflict and diabolic lovers, which every episode, female characters are intimately close to other characters. Number 9 is Toru Hikushi. Ballesteros, Sai, Benares. 3 United Nations plan a massive expedition to find the end of heaven mentioned in the legend of the creation of the world. They also sent a group of people over Isla, an island floating in the air, in order to start a journey that will not know how far and how long does it take. Among those people was Kal-El Albus, the former crown prince, the kingdom of Ballesteros that is required to participate in the expedition by the current government of the Republic of Ballesteros as a way of alienating him. However, Kal-El's reasoning is not entirely out of necessity. While training to be a pilot at Kadok School, he's secretly waiting for an opportunity to take revenge on the girl who led the expedition, Nina Viento, who also led the revolution that overthrew the kingdom of Ballesteros several years earlier. The story just ran smoothly in the middle of the end of the series. While in mid-early not much happened except showing Kal-El and company training or even just play. Actually, in terms of storytelling, this anime has done everything right. Because the first half serves as an introductory chapter that provides information about the background story in Kal-El's past and also builds camaraderie among the young pilots of Kadoks. Number 8 is Kimono Zoom. This anime has a story similar to Tokyo Ghoul, about a race that eats human flesh resembling humans called the Flesh Eater, and the hunter of the Flesh Eater was the Kafukan organization. But in this anime has a romance. The love story of a swordsman, the son of the leader of the Kafukan organization, suddenly fell in love at first sight with a beautiful girl named Yuka. But their relationship, it was even more complicated because Yuka was a flesh eater. Currently in Japan, there is a battle between 2 of the most terrible groups in the entire country of Sakura, are Kafukan and Shokugeki. The 2 factions who never stop fighting each other again. But wait, it seems like their story is just like the feud between Dewey Persik and Jupe. Of course this anime will not get a special place in my heart. The Kafukan group is a secret group of fighters who have extraordinary armor and weapons, and given the task from generation to generation to eradicate the Shokugeki class, while Shokugeki himself is a group of humans whose appearance is very ordy. Number 7 is Higashi no Eden. On November 22, 2010, 10 missiles struck Japan. However, this terrorist act has never been happened before. What came to be known as Sloppy Monday, which didn't seem to cause any loss of life, and was soon forgotten by almost everyone. Then, 3 months later, Saki Morimi is a young woman who is currently in the United States on her graduation trip. But when he was in front of the building White, Washington, D.C., he gets into trouble, and unexpectedly one of his compatriots saves him. However, this man, who introduced himself as Akira Takizawa, was a mysterious person. Looks like him had lost his memory, completely naked, except for the gun he held in one hand, and the telephone cellular is held in the other hand. It is known. Number 6 is Big Order. 10 years ago, Hashimiya Eiji met Daisy, a mysterious girl who grants power super order to a number of people based on their will, but due to being unable to control with his power, Eiji then causes a disaster that nearly destroys the entire world. Since then, Eiji was determined to never activate his order again. Until he finally met Kurenai Rin, who intends to avenge the death of his parents who died as a result of the disaster he caused. For the sake of protecting himself, and also in order to save his terminally ill brother, Eiji was forced to return to using his powers, being Dominator, who can control everyone around him and give them orders freely. Although this anime is trying to hint that the story follows a master plan that has been prepared from the start, in fact he always swerves to and fro suddenly and with such a reason weak, as if being driven arbitrarily without a clear direction. Number 5 is Kishiku Gaku Juliet. Dahlia Academy is a boarding school whose students come from 2 hostile countries. The Black Dog Dormitory, inhabited by students from Tua country, led by Romeo Inuzuka, and the White Cat Dormitory, inhabited by students from the West Kingdom, led by Persian Juliet. The 2 groups are always trying to outdo each other, so that they often fight fistfights. But who would have thought, Romeo, who headed the Black Dog group, apparently has feelings for Juliet, the leader of the White Cat. One day, due to a misunderstanding, Romeo was challenged by Juliet to a sword duel. Only they alone, without anyone else present. That's when Romeo decided to confess his feelings to Juliet. Of course Juliet was shocked and couldn't believe it. Number 4 is Devil's Line. The vampires in this anime live in a normal world similar to our real world, who don't know superpowers like in Vampire Knight, Bloodlad, Strike the Blood, Monogatari series, Servamp, etc. They also not described as an overly handsome and beautiful individual who has fans everywhere like artists. Here they live like ordinary people. Work as a teacher and restaurant waiter. Some even become law enforcement, aka police, who of course crack down on crimes committed by fellow vampires. Anzekuen and his vampire friends also have a very fatal weakness in the world of Devil's Line. They are not resistant to blood, be it color or smell. The moment they saw the blood, they would become very aggressive. Just like when they feel sexually aroused. Number 3 is Darwin's Game. Tells the story of Suda Kaname, a high school boy who is dragged into a deadly game that is named Darwin's Game. In order to survive, Suda Kaname is forced to use the sigil, a mysterious power which allows users to do things that are out of the ordinary. Kaname was forced to complete various quests or events in the game that can threaten the lives of players. Plus some players who aim to kill for points worth millions of yen. This game of life and death started. The audience is spoiled by the intentions of the Nexus studio who worked on this series with the first episode, which is twice as long as anime in general. At first glance I remember Re:0 the first time introduces an intro in the anime which also takes about an hour, but this anime is more like series like Tomb or other life-risking games. Number 2 is Hataraku Mausama. Striking fear into the hearts of men, King Satan began to conquer the land of Endisla with his ruthless demon army. However, while embarking on a brutal expansion to take over this continent, his quest thwarted by the hero Emilia, who forced the Satan King to retreat and escape through the dimensional portal and landed in the human world. Together with the loyal Alciel, the Demon King finds himself stranded in modern Tokyo and promised to come back and settle the matter against Endisla if they can find your way back. Helpless in the human world without magic, the Demon Lord changed his name to Sadao Mao and started working in MG Ronald's fast food restaurants to make ends meet. He immediately realized that his goal was to conquer Endisla wasn't enough as she grew up and instead was determined to get promoted at the place where she worked to help Sadao Mao Alciel do some work. The number 10 is Toradora. Takasa Ryuji is a man who has a mother who works at bar and no longer has a father. Ryuji, who really likes cleanliness, saw the fungus near the trash and immediately cleaned it. Besides like cleanliness, Ryuji is also good at cooking or other household matters. At her school, Ryuji considered a thug because of his similar face. Even though Ryuji expects high school life, it's normal, but it seems it's difficult due to misunderstanding. Apart from Ryuji, Taiga also has a nickname in high school, the tiger in the palm of the hand. Weird, haha. Taiga, who has feelings for Ryuji's best friend, the one named Kitamura, wanted to put a secret love letter into his bag, but Taiga made a mistake with put it in Ryuji's bag. That night Ryuji opened his bag and saw that there was a love letter written on it to Kitamura Yusaku from Isaka Taiga. That was today's discussion about 10 anime where they were initially hostile, end up falling in love with each other. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.